Kamawana's come down with a fever.
What?
I've been tending to her, but it just won't go away. She just keeps mumbling over and over about how she doesn't want to take her mom's medicine.
Kamawana.
We've heard her talk about her mom's medicine before, haven't we?
I gather that it's something her mom used to make her take whenever she came down with a cold.
It might be something specific. If there's any left, it would be back at her old house in Haria, right?
Probably. I don't know if it'll work now that she's a Therian, but I'll go and try to find it.
You'll do no such thing. I'm sorry, but the Abbey's still looking for you, and there's no way I'm about to hand you over.
Don't try to stop me, Velvet.
Look, we'll go to Haria. You stay here and take care of Kamawana.
Eleanor.
Velvet, if you try to fight Medissa, it won't end well. And I would back her up, too.
Look, if we have time to argue about this, we have time to go find that medicine ourselves.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Thank you.
Eleanor, why are you going so far out of your way for Kamawana?
After my mother was taken from me, I found myself an orphan of the Abbey. I grew up figuring that I'd probably become a nun and spend my life in mourning. But on the night of the Advent, my inner resonance awakened. I honestly believed that I had been given the power to change the world for the better, you know? Less sorrow, less suffering. But even after I donned the mantle of the exorcists, I was still pathetic, full of ideals, but so ignorant of the way things really work. That ignorance is what drove me to go after Mahina and take her away from Kamawana. I can't change the past, but at the very least I can atone. I'd do anything to give her a chance.
All right then. She's in your hands.
We'll be as quick as we can.
What was that I just felt?
Laphicet? Is everything okay?
Yeah, it's just... I don't know how to explain it, but I sensed something, and it wasn't good. It's like something dark dug itself into my chest. Eleanor's the same as always, right, Rokurou? Nothing different?
Yeah, same old fired up Eleanor. At least, that's what she projects.
Hey, if you were thinking of going this way, you should reconsider.
And why's that?
A real nasty demon's taken root up in Haria village. It's a huge troll with a big old club. And this isn't the first village the brute has taken out.
Did you say... a troll? You didn't happen to hear if the troll was wearing a large jewel, did you?
Yeah, I hear the greedy beast's been going around stealing all sorts of treasure.
It's... that demon.
Eleanor, you've gone pale. What's wrong?
I'm fine. It's nothing.
If you say so.
Hey, Laphicet's your partner. You realize that he can probably sense your worries? I don't care if you keep secrets from the rest of us, but you should at least be straight with him.
You're right, Rokurou. I should. I'm sorry, Laphicet.
That's okay. I don't know how much help I could be anyway.
Well, having someone listen would be help plenty. I think the demon that Bloodwing mentioned could be one that attacked my village.
Is that when you got your scar?
It was when a group of giant trolls descended on our home. They were after a jewel housed in our shrine. A jewel called Eleanor.
Same name as you.
It means light. The jewel shone brilliantly, even when in total darkness. It gave its blessings upon our village, and in turn, we safeguarded it for generations. During the attack, my mother and I fled with the jewel to keep it from falling into the demon's hands. But we didn't get far. I got hurt, and my mother... she used the jewel to draw their attention away from me. She died, protecting me.
I see. So if the demon possesses this Eleanor jewel, you'll know it attacked your village.
And that it's responsible for your mother's death.
Exactly.
If you want vengeance, I've got your back. It sounds like this one will put up a fight. But you know Velvet. She doesn't like us calling the shots.
Knock yourselves out. If there's one thing I can connect with, it's wanting revenge.
Just so we're clear, this thing isn't the reason I joined the Exorcists.
This thing? You talk of avenging your family, and it's just this thing?
My mother said, stay strong and keep living. As she lay dying, she begged me to survive. And I want to be that person. I want to be strong. Right now, my first priority is to find Kamoana's medicine. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, whatever. It's none of my business. But I better not hear you complaining if I end up devouring that demon first. Got it?
I have to be strong. I have to be strong. For Kamoana and my mother.
Did that weird feeling just come back?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any of those demons we heard about.
Let's look for the medicine while we can.
Hey, this is what we're looking for?
I think so.
Hey, there's a note attached to it too.
A note? Is it instructions on how to prepare the medicine?
No, it's more like directions on how to administer it. This medicine is extremely bitter. Kamoana hates taking it. If she develops a fever while I'm away, you need to do specific things to get her to take it. There are 3 ways.
Look, it's wearing a jewel.
That's it. That's Eleanor.
Then this must be what killed Eleanor. Oh, Eleanor!
Go give her some help!
Kill my mother! I hate you! I hate you! Eleanor, calm down!
I don't think she can hear you right now.
All we can do now is help her fight.
I did it, Mom.
Eleanor?
I don't know how to feel. I wanted this so badly. Vengeance. Closure.
It makes sense. This is what's been driving you.
I suppose you're right. But if this is truly a part of me, I can't help but empathize with Kamoana. If she ever found out the truth of what I did to her mother, I know exactly how she'd feel. She'd want to kill me.
I don't know about...
It's only natural. You said so yourself. I can't stand it. It's eating me up inside. I keep telling myself I did it for her own sake, but I've just been lying. I'm horrible. If Kamoana ever attacked me, maybe I'd end up killing her too, just to save my own worthless skin.
That's not who you are.
It is exactly who I am! And besides... Kamoana's only alive because she ate her own mother! I have a hard time believing that any salvation awaits someone like her.
Ah, of course. I get it now.
You've been carrying this pain for a long time.
My mother told me to stay strong and keep living. I'm only here right now because she sacrificed her life. And yet, I'm selfish, pathetic. I'm so sorry, Kamoana. Mother!
This is bad. She's exuding malevolence.
No! Don't try to carry the burden all by yourself!
If we don't do something, Laphicette's going to lose his vessel.
It's fine. Let her spill it all out.
Imbecile! Without a vessel, he'll turn into a dragon! All hell will break loose!
Method 1. Wrap the medicine in sweet starch paper. This only works about half the time. Usually she just eats the paper and spits the medicine back at you. Method 2. Mix it in with your meals without telling her. It tends to make the food bitter. I think she's catching on. It's gotten harder to trick her and she may refuse to eat. Method 3. Pinch her nose and force her to swallow it. But be very careful. She will struggle and try to bite. You don't want to lose a finger.
Is this really the time?
Is that note you found?
Yes. It's the one Mahina left with her daughter's medicine. Her duties must have often taken her away. Someone else had to watch Kamoana.
Her fevers are caused by mental distress, but for some reason she believes that these bitter berries are medicine. If she takes one, her mind will stop racing and she will calm down. I realize that this is an awful lot to ask, but please, I love her very much. Please make sure that she takes her medicine, no matter what you have to do. She can be awfully stubborn, but deep down, she's just a kind-hearted girl who's very, very lonely. Please, please do what you can for her. I can't thank you enough for your help.
I didn't realize that her mother was... so...
Yeah, it looks like her mom had a bit of a forceful streak with her, doesn't it?
Nobody's a saint in this world, not even our own mothers. If they need to, they'll lie and use force. You do absolutely whatever it takes to protect your child.
The resolve to protect your child.
Well, Eleanor, have you calmed down now?
Yes. I apologize for my behavior.
So, what are you going to do, now that you've been asked by both Medissa and Kamoana's mom?
I guess... no. I'll make sure she takes the medicine. I swear, she will get better.
Do whatever you feel you need to.
All right, get a move on, guys. Let's hurry back to Kamoana.
Fee, are you holding up okay under the malevolence?
I'm fine. It's Eleanor I'm worried about.
She'll manage.
That woman takes no half measures. Not with life, not with malevolence, and not with fighting to overcome it. She will get through this. That's just who she is.
Yeah, you're right. jewel. It's smashed to bits. I'm sorry, Eleanor. I know how important it was to you.
It's our fault. We were too reckless. We're sorry, Eleanor.
You better be sorry! That thing must have been worth a king's ransom!
Magilou, stop that!
It's fine. Going easy on a demon wouldn't really suit you guys. Besides, my mother imparted kindness and generosity upon me, and those are more valuable than any jewel.
Bad news, guys!
What? Are you molting?
This is serious! Kamoana's gone delirious from her fever. She turned into a Therian and went crazy!
Where's Medusa?
She used herself as bait to lure Kamoana away and keep anyone here from getting hurt. They looked like they were headed for Mount Killerhouse, but I'm not sure how long Medusa will be able to hold out.
We need to go after them!
Are you all right with me taking the lead?
Yes. Go ahead.
Kamoana, honey. You're hungry, right? It's okay. You can eat me if you need to. If it means you'll go back to your sweet, normal self.
Stop! Kamoana, I've got your mom's medicine right here.
You're lying!
It's true. Your mom heard you had a fever, so she sent us this medicine to give to you.
No! I hate it! It tastes so bitter!
It's okay. It's not bitter. Your mom figured out a way to make it sweet, just for you.
I don't believe you! You're lying! Lying!
It's true. Here, see?
It's still bitter. You lied to me.
I know. I'm really sorry, Kamoana, but I had to.
Kamoana's fever has finally broken. She seems to be sleeping soundly.
Well, that's one crisis averted.
Eleanor, I couldn't have done this without you. Thank you.
I was just following your example.
You're really prepared to pull out all the stops for her, aren't you?
I am. I don't know how this will all end up, but it just feels like the right way. I may be weak, but as long as I can stay true to myself and live life as fully as I can, I figure my mom will maybe understand.
You already seem pretty strong to me, Eleanor.
Seriously? What could ever make you think that?
It's the parts you don't think about that are the strongest.
That doesn't even make sense.
A mother's not ever going to be that hard on her child, no matter how they turn out. Mothers just want their children to be well and to live a happy life. I'm sure that's what yours meant for you.
You think?
Sounds right to me.
If you ever become a mom yourself, you'll understand.
I can't say I plan on it right now, but duly noted.
Eleanor! What's wrong? Why is your face all red?
Is it? It's just, you see...
We're just having a little girl talk amongst ourselves. You're free to join if you like, though.
What? No thanks. Sorry to interrupt.
Maybe I shouldn't have teased him so much there.
I may not be a mother, but I think I do understand. When I'm around Laphicet and Kamoana, strong or weak, level-headed or a little lost, it doesn't matter. All kids deserve to have a good life. Kamoana, has your fever finally gone down?
It has, and it's all thanks to you.
But now there's something extremely important that she must ask of you. Would you hear her out?
You sound really serious. What is it?
I want you to open my treasure chest with me.
A treasure chest? What's inside?
Well...
Treasure, of course. So it's a secret.
But it's a really, really, really important treasure.
How important are we talking here? Would you risk your own life for it?
I totally would. It's at least that important. Maybe more.
Well, if it's that important, then I guess we'll have to help you.
Yay! Thank you.
Where's the treasure chest then?
On some ice. Floating out in the sea.
Next time, you should probably leave it somewhere a little safer, Kamoana.
Oh, and you can't open it without the key.
This is getting more complicated by the second.
Well, if you leave a treasure chest unlocked, you're just asking for trouble.
Okay. You've got me there.
Do you remember where the key is? It's in Dial's pocket. I slipped it in while he was sleeping.
Yeah, I don't like where this is going.
What else was I supposed to do? It's a secret key.
Yeah, I know.
All right, let's go hunt down Dial. Good luck.
Why the hell did I have to be an old lizard? Why couldn't I be a salamander? Then at least I could breathe fire to warm myself up.
Don't move, Dial. We're going to search you now.
What? Why? I haven't done anything wrong. Today.
No key.
Figures. He must have dropped it somewhere.
What are you all talking about?
Kamoana says she hid the key to her treasure chest in your pocket.
Seriously? Why me?
I just figured that if anybody tried to steal it, you'd, bite them and stuff to protect it.
I'm sorry I didn't live up to your expectations.
Any idea where you might have dropped it?
That's hard to say. Wait, it might have been when I was drying my shirt back in the inn. I think I heard a clink of some sort there.
Wait, when it was drying? Don't you know to check your pockets before you do the wash?
Come on, I'm a bachelor. You're expecting way too much from me.
Well, I guess we should check the inn next.
There it is. This must be the key.
Yay! You found it! I knew you could do it, Eleanor. You said the chest was floating on an iceberg, right? I'd say that's our next stop.
You hold on to the key, Kamoana. Just make sure you don't drop it, okay?
Okay. It opened! It opened! Good job, Kamoana!
All right, so what's inside?
Don't you remember? It's supposed to be a secret.
It's one of my mom's recipes. She wrote it down for me so that I could fix it myself when I got older.
That sounds like something really precious. Are you sure you want to share it with us?
Uh-huh. It's supposed to be a secret between me and my mom, but you all saved me when I needed you, and I really want to thank you, so it's okay. Thanks, everyone.
You're welcome, Kamoana.
It's a recipe for mabo curry that my mom came up with just for me. It's the best in the whole wide world! It looks delicious! You better have some too, Velvet. You go out there and win! Medusa and me will be cheering you on!
Yeah, I won't back down. I promise.
Every time this time of year comes around, I can't help but think back on that terrible accident.
Can you tell us about it?
This was all quite a long time ago, but a carriage transporting suspects to a heresy trial fell down a ravine. I was the one who first found them, and let me tell you, it was a nasty sight.
Oh, right. I remember hearing about this.
Well, these were people who'd made a killing running dodgy shows, so their luck might have just caught up with them.
Did anybody survive?
Apparently not. But I heard there was one body they never found.
Right. She was a girl they'd made a part of their show. I heard they really abused her and forced her to work for them. I hope she managed to escape, but I don't know.
There were rumors that a strange spirit saved her life. As if anyone could believe a story like that.
Yeah, I heard that too. But the crash happened in the deep mountainside wilderness. It's much more likely that she was eaten by a beast. I'm surprised you know so much about it. It happened when I was still young.
Exactly how old are you, Magilou?
As old as my tongue and a little older than my teeth.
From your reaction, I can at least tell you're not my age.
Hey! I was
wondering if you'd let us put on a little comedy show. What do you say?
Sounds good to me. Just try and keep it low-key. I don't want to attract the Abbey's attention.
Ha! That's a tall order. Wherever we go, the boy and I have him rolling in the aisles.
The boy? Wait, you mean me?
I sure do. I'll play the straight man, you play the funny one. Don't sweat it. Even if you mess up, you'll be adorable. The audience will just lap it up. Did you memorize the script I wrote you?
Yeah, I think so.
Great! I knew you could do it! But if you merely follow the script and adhere to its every word, you won't be very funny. You need to ad-lib in your own style. For you, that's buttering up the audience and winning them over.
Ad-lib? I'm not sure I can do that.
I have faith in you, kiddo. You're gonna discover a part of you that you never knew existed. Just focus on finding ways to charm our audience.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Oh, right! Then let's get this show rolling! Hi there! We're a boy and his witch, your partners in comedy today! Magicazam!
We're still new to the comedy business, but we'll do our best to give you a memorable show. I'm Fee, the cute one, and this blustering witch is...
Magilou! Wait, who are you calling blustering?
Meow! Sorry, I just suddenly felt like doing an imitation.
An imitation? Like, of a cat?
Not just any cat, a nearby cat. Meow!
You're losing them. Time to go on our charm offensive. Roll with it, kiddo. Every slip-up is just a new opportunity in disguise.
See? It's supposed to be a pun on how cats sound and how near is pronounced. I didn't actually hear a nearby cat meow like that or anything.
He's explaining the joke? Are you going crazy, Laphicet? What good does explaining a bad joke do?
But you told me to ad-lib to try and win our audience over, didn't you? I figured maybe if I explained it to them, they'd get the joke and find it funny.
Just stop. Even if they get the joke that way, it's just going to be sad.
I don't mind that. I'm not afraid of messing things up. I just want to make sure our audience feels valued.
No, you have the right idea, but...
I guess I should mention, Magilou's the one who came up with the script. She just made me come and act it out.
I don't care if it made the audience happy, you just sold me out! I can't work with you like this. No way! I'd say we got a lot of ad-libbing into our routine today. How was the show?
I'll just say one thing. You need a better writer.
It wasn't me. We were hoping to put on a comedy routine. Any way you can fit us in?
I can, but folks in Ysolt are picky when it comes to comedy. You'd better know what you're doing.
I love a good challenge.
Wow, Rokurou. You actually feel like helping out?
Believe it or not, I've always been interested in theater. I thought it would be good for building courage.
I think you have enough courage already, but for now I think we should set your sights low. I'll do most of the talking, you just respond to me and follow along.
Okay, but if you start giving me some jabs, am I permitted to counterattack?
As long as it's not with your sword. That's not exactly reassuring.
Let's get going, Magilou. We've got a show to do.
Oh boy, I'm not sure about this one. Hi there! We're Magilou and Rokurou, a wild, rough and tumble pair! Ha ha ha! Magicazam! The weather's so nice in Ysolt, isn't it? Especially the sea breeze. Speaking of which...
Sea breezes are bad for swords. If you don't keep them polished, the salt will rust them.
I suppose that's good advice for any sword enthusiasts out there. But anyway, doesn't the air make you want to eat seafood? Ah, sashimi, fresh-boiled fish on the shore, seafood bowls. So many kinds look so delicious, but...
And fillets, too. You can't forget those. Takes true mastery to be able to use a blade so finely. Every creature, not just fish, has delicious spots that make for perfect cuts if you know where to find them.
That's kinda gross, but okay. Some seafood that tastes good looks downright weird, you know? You've got octopuses, you've got swordfish, you've got
Swordfish! Now, if there's one fish out there I'd love to duel at least once, it's that one for sure.
You know there's not much I can do with these sudden wild tangents, right?
No. You see, I was just making a gag about how I'm a swordsman, so a swordfish would be like my rival, you get it?
Oh, just shut up.
Okay.
So you've got octopuses, swordfish, you've got those freaky deep-sea anglerfish. Some say the more bizarre-looking the fish, the better its taste. Maybe it's true. I love pufferfish, and they're really weird, round-shaped.
Speaking of round animals, I once met this round-looking guy named Armadillon. I'd never seen anyone so round before or even since.
I can't take it anymore! You're a nightmare to work with!
That turned out pretty funny.
Yeah, well, I feel like our material could have been better. What's your take on it?
I'll just say one thing. If nothing else, your partner was a convincing fool. I don't think he had to act much.
You think so?
No, you're just a free spirit nobody can hope to control. Hello. We were hoping we could put on a comedy act here.
Sure, but who's your partner?
Me.
I'm going to be honest. I think you'll be the worst of any of them.
You just underestimate me. I have my own sense of humor. Just act like we're both aboard the Von Eltia.
I already have a bad feeling about this. All right, you can play the strong, forceful type, and I'll be the dumb, slow one who...
No. I want to play the dumb character.
Are you sure you can handle that?
I'll have everyone dying from laughter the way only a Reaper can.
I don't think I like where this is going. Hi there! We're your friendly comedy duo, Death by Laughter!
Magic Kazam!
Huh? He just stole my line!
Thank you all for coming here to see us today. Now, when you think of Rakugo, you of course think of classic characters like Hatsuan, Kuma-san, Oya-san, and there's the neighborhood retiree, and Yotaro the fool who...
Whoa, hold it! What are you rambling on about?
Does it matter? I'm just trying to get a feel for the audience. Every comedian does it.
Not anymore. Speed is key nowadays. Speed! You need to be snappy and get straight to the point!
Well, I object. Comedy that forgets the old classics has no future.
What's old is tired. Comedy is always evolving. It has to.
You must be some new wave type then.
Did you just click your tongue at me?
No.
You totally did! I heard that! I'm the leader here, and don't you forget it! If you respect comedy, then respect my authority!
Sorry.
All right, as long as you understand. Now, what are you thinking of doing today?
I was thinking of maybe imitating a clock.
Cut that out! I can't take this anymore. You're impossible!
Whew. It's been a while since I worked so hard.
We really tried to practice so the jokes would land. How do you think it went?
Your jokes were... okay, I suppose. But your partner was so intimidating. Whew. I couldn't laugh.
Huh?
Oh, can't say I'm surprised. Your attention, please. I've tabulated the results and I've come to the conclusion that you're all hopelessly unfunny. I'm sorry.
I don't really care how it went, but when you put it that way, I get a little pissed off.
Anyway, that's why I'll be teaming up with Bienfu to take on Magilou.
Works for me! I'm ready when you are, Miss Magilou! Which bit are you gonna do? Your specialty, Cat Emperor? Or the surefire automaton assault?
Neither. We need brute force to win, so I'm going with Elysian Thunder.
Which means that when things are at their peak, we're gonna hit the audience with lots of thunder, right?
Right. Thunder in the form of relentless ad-libbing, as much as we can possibly handle.
Okay! I'll scout out some local material we can use for our opening warm-up, too!
Great! You do that!
You two are really in sync.
Couldn't you two just have teamed up from the start?
It's almost like the whole thing was an elaborate joke just so she could have this punchline.
Well, now with that settled, let's make our way to Logres and meet up with
Showtime, Magilou! Come out and face me, preferably unprepared!
Magilou isn't doing any shows right now.
Why not? Oh, did she get scared when she heard that Bienfu and I were teaming up?
No. Magilou and her teacher had a big fight. From what I've heard, it sounds like she's run away from home.
Do you know what happened?
She just kept going on about how she wanted a break from practicing.
So, she's young. She probably just wants to go out and have some fun.
Preposterous! If she takes even one day off, it takes 3 to get her back in form.
Even so, shouldn't you at least hear her out?
All I've done is hear her out. She mentioned something about wanting to go to the Zamal Grotto, but I wouldn't have any...
Did you say Zamal Grotto? That place is a nest of vicious demons.
What?
Vicious demons, you say? If Magilou really went there, then victory could end up being mine by default.
This isn't a joking matter. We have to go look for Magilou.
My precious Lulu.
Ah! There's our little runaway!
Everyone's putting their hopes on you, Magilou.
Don't worry! Magilou's here to help! No mercy!
Wounds I will shoot.
Rip them apart!
Now, rise! Arise! Ascending angels!
Guys like beguile! Not good. Let's go! No escape! You're wide open! Guys like beguile! Illusory veil! You're wide open! Ready to die? Think you can dodge? Just try! Perfect mayhem! You're wide open!
Come on, put up some fight, okay?
Thank you for saving me.
We heard you stood up to Volta and ran away. Is that right?
No, it's not like that.
Say no more. I used to have a real pain of a teacher, too. I know what it's like. Teachers aren't good for much other than running their mouths and bossing people around. They just try to pick out your flaws. They don't even see how hard their students work for them.
Yeah. Volta wouldn't even listen to me when I tried explaining why I wanted to come here. He's always like that. All he cares about is dancing. He won't talk about anything else. It's just that sometimes there are other things I want to talk about.
Huh, I hear you on that. Surely you can see you don't need to work yourself to death just to please that mean old man. If you need somewhere to go, we always have room in Magilou's Menagerie.
I don't know. I don't think I'm cut out for it.
Lulu, are you all right?
Sir? What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Don't you know this place is dangerous?
I heard there might be an herb here that could make your injuries stop hurting so much.
You came here for me? What were you thinking? You think it's just all right to throw your incredible talent down the drain like that?
Now just a minute.
Lulu, the only thing I care about anymore is seeing you become the greatest dancer in the world. I know it's selfish of me. I don't mind if you hate me for it. Just whatever you do, don't waste your talent. Lulu, your dancing brings so much joy to people, and it's during a time when there isn't a lot of joy to go around.
Volta.
No! Horrible, terrible, contrived! What kind of shoddy performance is this? You're a disgrace to Magilou's Menagerie! You're an eyesore! Get out of my sight!
Huh? What's with you?
I'm saying this isn't the place to be doing any of this! Magic again!
It's so pretty.
Fear the might of Magilou, the greatest witch in 100 years! A third-rate dancer like you can't even hope to compete with the likes of me! Stand in awe, student and teacher alike!
As if we would. I might not be able to compete at your level right now, but just you wait. One day my dancing will beat you! Me and my teacher's dancing won't lose, even if it's to your magic.
Lulu.
Oh, really? Then it sounds like you and your teacher have lots of work ahead of you. But whenever you want to challenge Magilou's Menagerie, we'll be ready.
Thank you, Magilou.
Huh? For what?
I mean, for spurring Magilou on. Color me surprised.
Well, I don't know if I'd say that.
Who can say? It's anybody's guess what Magilou and Volta do from here on out.
Very true. She could be crushed under the weight of his expectations. She could simply reach her limit and lose hope. Neither teacher or student could abandon the other. And say she one day meets his standards of perfection. Who knows whether it would even make her happy?
Magilou, are you sure you aren't talking about...
I'll say this much. It's human nature to end up wanting to stay with someone, if that person is someone who needs you.
Humans are weak like that.
But that's what also makes them human.
Yeah, you're right.
Look at me. I don't even have a punchline for this one.
Yeah, are you sure you're not running a fever?
It's all right. It's a nice change of pace.
Yes, but only on occasion.
Miss Magilou, what's gonna happen to all that material I practiced for our act?
Nothing, obviously.
Yeah!
There's your punchline. Magilou's real name is Magilonica, isn't it? Yes, it is. She's always been so distant. Distant? What makes you say that? She's always had strong resonance and was able to see us Malakim from the day she was born.
But her family thought her powers were creepy, and they abandoned her while she was still just an infant.
That's terrible. So she got picked up by that crooked troupe that put her in their freak show.
Yeah, that was when she caught me. When I got caught up in her life.
It's hard to imagine how painful it must have been. A little girl forced to the stage, made a source of amusement and revulsion and hate. You can see why she'd want someone on her side, even if that someone was Bienfu.
Hey!
But she managed to get away, right? After the accident?
Well, that accident was set up by Lord Melchior.
What?
Is it so hard to believe? Melchior was looking for someone he could shape into becoming his worthy successor, so he made sure she survived the wreck.
He probably justified it as saving the world.
Tell me, Grimoire, what's your connection with Melchior? I don't really have one. I knew the former head of the Exorcists a little, but I stayed out of his way. He never talked about personal matters. At least not while he was sober.
As I recall, Magilou trained under Melchior and rose as far up the ranks as Legate.
That's right! She worked really, really hard to get there, too.
Magilonica Lou Maven. When Melchior adopted her and gave her his last name, that was the first time she really felt that she had a home. When she lost that name, she was devastated.
She failed Lord Melchior's last test, and he just discarded her like an unwanted toy.
She was an empty shell of a person when Bienfu brought her to me. Magilou stayed with me for a little while, but then one day she left without warning. As for what happened next, well, you probably know better than I do. Yeah, I guess we do. I'd ask you to look after her, but I know how that would go.
It'd have to be a pretty cold day in hell.
I'm sorry I talked about your past behind your back. It wasn't my place to say.
It doesn't bother me. You were talking about Magilonica, and Magilonica might as well be dead.
But while we're on the subject, may I ask just one question? It wasn't failing to hold up against Melchior's art that broke your spirit, was it? It was when you realized that he no longer considered you his daughter.
Who can say? I've left my life as Magilonica behind me. I'm not her anymore. I'm the evil witch Magilou who fights alongside the Lord of Calamity!
Well, wherever you go, Miss Magilou, I'll follow you as long as I live!
Well now, Bienfu, you think you can get away with talking about me behind my back?
Huh? Why do you only care that I did it? What about the others?
Yours is not to question.
How could I forget how mean you are?
I'm glad you finally found a place where you can belong.
Grimoire, could we talk?
You sound so serious, like it's the eve of the final battle.
Well, isn't it? Can't you let yourself get caught up in the moment for a change?
Getting caught up in the moment is for young, foolhardy lovers. So, what is it you want to talk about?
I just figured I should drop by since, well, like I said, the final battle with Inominat is coming up and all.
Ugh, you're talking like you're saying your last goodbyes.
It's just that we're up against a lot. Even Miss Magilou doesn't know what the future holds for us, and she almost always has that stuff figured out.
Whether she has it figured out or not, it is our lot in life to follow our vessels and fight to the very end.
That's what I've always thought, so I just dealt with Miss Magilou's craziness up till now. But she's never thanked me for it. No, good job, Bienfu. No, I'm glad I'm your vessel. Not even something like, I'll introduce you to a cute girl when it's all over. It'd be nice to hear a little gratitude from her, even just once.
Surely you know she's not the type to do that sort of thing, though, yes?
That's all the more reason to want just one brief glimpse at who she is underneath.
If you're so unhappy, it's not too late to switch back to the Abbey's side and become an informant again.
What's the point in that? I don't know anything they'd want, and they wouldn't have any use for me there.
So you lack confidence in your own abilities.
Miss Magilou has let me come with her wherever she went, and her talents have gotten us this far. But now that we have to fight Inominat, I'm worried. I don't know what use I can be for her, or if I can keep her safe.
But you'll still go, won't you?
Yeah, of course! Or else my name isn't Norman Brave!
See, you can do this. You've been keeping Magilou safe this whole time. With all the emotional pain she's been through, she's needed someone as thick-skinned and tenacious as you. She may talk like she doesn't care, but she wouldn't have tracked you down and renewed your pact if she didn't.
When you put it like that, bien! All right, you've convinced me.
That's right. You just trust in old Norman therapist's good advice. It won't steer you wrong.
Wow, I'd have never expected you to actually make a joke like that, Grimoire.
I just thought I'd get caught up in the moment like you wanted.
Come, sinner, and repent your wicked deeds.
Why are you whispering?
Because everyone else in your group has been nothing but trouble. Not a single one of them will truly repent. What kind of place do they think this holy sanctuary is?
I don't know what to tell you. You'll have to take it up with them.
I can't! You know what they're like, right? If I complain about it to them, they'll just beat the stuffing out of me.
I wish I could tell you that deep down they're all good people, but...
That's why you need to confess something.
What? Why me?
Please, I just want to hear a legitimate confession for once. If you don't hurry up, I'll put a curse on you.
Oh, all right. I'm so sorry for all the trouble that my companions have caused you, Father. Forgive me.
No, that's not going to work. I guess I'm not quite in the mood to forgive that yet.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should repent for being such a petty, mean old priest. We've found quite a few geotrees so far. I feel like I've run 3 marathons back to back. I'm sorry, Bienfu. That's okay. All this exercise is making me nice and buff. You're right. You don't look any different, but when I touch you, I definitely feel muscles. I bet I could even take down Aizen and Rokurou with a single well-placed hit. I'm not so sure, but okay.
Bienfu, I know we're placing a heavy burden on you with all this geoboard business, and I'm sorry for that. But we really appreciate it. You've been truly helpful.
Aw, Madam Eleanor, you're too sweet. You're nothing like that mean old Miss Magilou.
How are you coping with your fatigue?
I'm kind of not, actually. In fact, I don't think I'll ever recover. Unless you give me a nice massage, Madam Eleanor.
I think I can manage that.
I didn't think that actually worked.
I'm quite good at working out those pressure points. I can really grind the butt of my spear in just the right spots and have you feeling refreshed in no time. But I have to warn you, it might hurt a little bit.
What? You know what? Never mind. I'm good. And you don't have to push so hard. Okay, that is refreshing, but ow, 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 ow!
Did you guys hear? The search party that went to the Laban tunnel was wiped out by a demon.
Really? They were the ones out searching for Count Capelus, weren't they?
You mean the one who managed to get kidnapped? Despite everyone else at his manor, servants and children alike, getting killed? You'd think noblemen like that would have some decent exorcists among their personal guard.
Suppose he did. But I heard every blade there, sword and spear alike, was found chipped and cracked to hell.
What kind of demon could do that?
Who are the Capeluses?
They are one of the great noble lines, on par with Oscar's Dragonia family, and have served Midgand for generations.
People refer to them as the royal family's hidden dagger. Unlike me, you never hear good rumors about them. They say behind the royal family's glory lies blood and tears shed at the hand of the Capelus family.
But those are just rumors. Although I do know that in recent times, the Count had stood against the rise of the Abbey.
I couldn't care less about the whereabouts of some noble. But we should be careful of the demon that took out all those exorcists.
Yeah, it sounds like a worthy opponent.
Are we ready for this?
Check out the hide on that one!
I bet I can take it down in 3 swipes.
3? More like 1,000, I guess.
This isn't the time to be kidding around, you guys.
I'm not kidding here.
Now, rise! Arise! Ascending! Angels!
wasn't good enough.
What do you mean? That demon was really strong.
I don't mean the demon. I mean me. If Shigure were here, he'd have sliced it clean in half.
But you use shorter dual blades rather than just one bigger one like him, so of course...
No. He'd have done it with a shorter blade, too.
You can't be serious.
He's right. I think Shigure might really be capable of that.
Yeah. He's done it before.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't mind. You want to know more about my clan?
Yeah.
Well, as the eldest son, Shigure became head of the clan and ran things for a while. But 3 years ago, a rumor started floating around that he was planning an insurrection, and our lord immediately called for his execution.
Sounds like he doesn't waste any time.
Shigure never particularly cared about our lord to begin with. All he ever respected was personal strength.
Then did your lord send you to do the job?
Yeah. The only thing that can take down a Rangetsu swordsman is another Rangetsu swordsman. I thought I could handle it. I knew his every trick and had the time and place all planned out. But when it happened...
You got your ass beat.
Yeah. He made a fool out of me. I came at him with a greatsword, and he just used a small one. All the training I'd done, I couldn't land a hit on him.
A rude awakening if there ever was one.
Damn straight. I couldn't deny it. Shigure cast aside my greatsword and just laughed. Train harder, he told me. I was so frustrated by my weakness, my inexperience. So much so that I wanted to end my own life. So much so that I turned into a demon.
Rokurou.
In the end, Shigure escaped, and I was arrested for failing to perform my duty and sent to the prison island.
And the rest, as they say?
So you regret not being able to kill your brother? Huh.
I know it sounds crazy, but that's just who I am.
I'm not here to judge you. I'm just using you for my own purposes. As long as you fight my enemies, that's all that matters.
That's the plan. That's what I do best as a demon.
First mate, sir, I heard an interesting rumor. Apparently Vortigern came under attack in the middle of reconstruction. The place was completely sacked.
Are you serious?
Any idea who did it?
They say it was a single demon. He called himself Lancelot de Capelus and challenged one exorcist in particular to come try and fight him.
Lancelot.
That's Count Capelus's first name.
The nobleman they say was kidnapped? Did he turn into a demon? Or is this some kind of scheme?
Hey, any chance you know if the exorcist he wants to fight is Shigure?
Yeah, he seeks a duel with Legate Shigure Rangetsu, or so the rumor goes.
That's the real Count.
That's a bit of a leap.
The Count is a prideful man. But when the Abbey stole his political power, his own former servant Shigure rose to Legate and suddenly outranked him. The disgrace must have been worse than death.
Then the lord your family used to serve was...
That's right. The Capeluses.
Then, if the Capeluses were the royal family's hidden dagger, the Rangetsu clan was its blade.
A demon that can wipe out Vortigern is no joke. If we could team up with him, that'd give us a real edge.
That's a real big if for some of us, Aizen.
I see you've come, Shigure.
Count Capelus. It's been a long time.
Oh, wait. Is that you, Rokurou? Leave now. You are not the one who I summoned here. I want your brother, the traitor Shigure.
Sir, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Shigure's execution was assigned to me.
Ha! Oh, please. Don't make me laugh. You had your chance. You couldn't even scratch him, you wretched dog. Frankly, I don't need any Rangetsu to do my bidding any longer. Not with the power that I've attained by devouring everyone in the entire land. I shall administer your punishments myself, with my own hand.
You're the one who devoured the people at the manor? How could you do that?
I never knew humans were so delicious. After I make a meal of you and the rest of those damnable exorcists, this will be my kingdom, my feeding ground!
Welp, it looks like the only thing that got abducted was this guy's conscience.
Remain there, Rokurou. Your lord commands you. Wait and be thankful that your blood will stain my blade beside your brother's.
There's no reasoning with this guy.
Wait.
Rokurou?
I refuse. If you simply wanted to eat flesh, then perhaps I wouldn't stop you. But dying to you would make a mockery of the Rangetsu name. Turn your blade on me or my brother and we won't hold back. Not even against an impotent lord.
You! How dare you speak to your master like that? You ungrateful cur!
This cur has fangs he's all too happy to use. Going flash! But I'm this work! I will miss! Form zero! Thunder! Deception! See this? Watch it! Shooting star! Well then, let's move on. I'm sorry. I know you were hoping to negotiate an alliance.
Don't worry. I don't think he's someone we could fight alongside.
Come on, Rokurou. You wanted to kill him from the very start, didn't you?
No. Well, maybe a little.
So you did want to.
You're a pretty scary guy when push comes to shove. Whatever happened to honoring your ancestral debt?
I don't think I'm a hypocrite. My debt was made when I was human. That has nothing to do with the demon I am now.
That's how you really look at it?
I do. I incurred my debt toward you after I became a demon, and you can count on me to repay it.
I'll take your word for it then.
But Rokurou, when the Count said he was going to kill Lord Shigure, was that really something impossible to forgive?
How do I say it? I will kill anyone who disparages Rangetsu's skill. That's all. That's just nonsense. I'm sure I sound like the Count. I won't ask you to understand.
Of course I don't understand. But still, I don't think it's nonsense. There are just some things a person can't surrender.
I heard you guys managed to beat Shigure Rangetsu.
Word travels fast again, as usual.
As I understand it, succession of the Rangetsu clan goes to the one who kills his predecessor. That means you're the successor, Rokurou. Or have you taken the name Shigure now?
You have to kill the head of the clan to succeed them?
I don't intend to step up as the new head. But how do you know about my family's customs?
We're all part of the same underworld. Word travels. A long time ago, we tried to assassinate another Shigure. But we lost 30 of our number instead.
Naturally. It'd take more than that to do a Shigure in.
In retrospect, I wonder if even 300 men would have been enough. Your Shigures are a tough bunch. Look at your brother. He was a legate.
Yeah. He was probably the strongest head the clan ever had.
That being said, did you know there's a demon out there not even he managed to cut down?
Are you serious?
That must be some crazy demon if a legate couldn't even take it down.
Tell me about it.
It was a swordsman who looked like a dragon. Shigure was sent to exterminate it, but came away empty-handed. And quite recently, it was sighted at the Empyrean's throne.
Sounds like a job only I can handle.
Wait. You're not the only one here. Only fools rush in.
Don't bother, Magilou.
Yeah, you should know better. He won't listen.
Besides, I think we're all fools here.
Point taken.
A dragon swordsman not even Shigure could kill. I'm getting excited just thinking about it.
Good luck.
Woo! It's a biggie!
It's the dragon swordsman, so this is the demon Shigure couldn't beat.
No mercy! Won't that one
The Rangetsu style? I get it. It all makes sense now. But I'm this close. I won't miss! Form zero! Thunder! Double haze!
Now, rise! Arise! Ascending! Angel! Roll down! Roll down! Roll down!
I won't lose here. Not to anyone but Shigure.
Wait, she's a woman?
It's okay. My brother died by my hand.
I see. Well done, Rokurou.
Did she just say...
Yeah. You see, this dragon swordsman was a previous Shigure. And my mother.
I see. So, the previous Shigure was a woman.
You knowingly killed your own mother? Why?
That's just how it goes in my clan. My mother slew my grandfather to take the name Shigure, and my brother did the same to her. It's an endless cycle.
But she should be dead. How did she become a demon?
No, this was a Moloch. One that was halfway to becoming a dragon by the looks of it.
So what then? She was reincarnated as a Moloch? But she still got to keep all her human memories somehow. It all seems a little too convenient, doesn't it?
Maybe her feelings were just that strong. Or perhaps...
Does it really matter? She fought like a real member of the Rangetsu clan would. And that sword belonged to my mother.
Do you think Tabitha knew about this?
If she did, she sure played us for damn fools. We're going to need to have a chat with her.
So your fateful encounter was a success?
It was.
You knew who the dragon swordsman really was, didn't you?
Did you use us for your personal revenge?
No. That loss we suffered those 20-odd years ago was entirely on us bloodwings. Hell, that Shigure was so good she managed to fight our people off while holding her newborn with one hand.
Newborn? Would that have been Rokurou?
I always thought the Rangetsu weren't ones for being sentimental. I was so surprised. I asked her why she did it. She had blood all over her face. But she looked at me with this very soft smile and said, "This precious child has the potential to cut me down and go on to be the strongest swords. It's my duty to protect him."
I see. The name will be passed down no longer. But at least that wish I could fulfill. I owe you one, Tabitha.
And I you. That's one long-standing worry that I can now let go.
Are you sure you're okay with this, Rokurou?
The Shigure, my mother, was a strict person. When I was a kid, she was always scolding me for something. But for the very first time in my life, she actually praised me. That felt really good to hear.
Rokurou.
And I also learned why Shigure hadn't been able to carry out his mission. It's not that he couldn't kill her. He just chose not to. To take the life of one's own parent. That is an experience you don't need to have more than once.
Even as an exorcist and a demon.
Yeah. At least that's what I think.
Well, hello there. I heard you woke the four Empyreans. I'm quite impressed.
What do you want, Morgrim?
I just came to pass on a little information to you. Specifically, that an Earth Pulse entrance has opened up. My guess is that it opened when you chased Innominat out.
An Earth Pulse entrance, huh?
We might be able to see more of the Earth in Historia.
Indeed. If we could learn more about Artorias' past, it might give us a hint about how to take on Innominat.
That's just what she wants us to think. Anyone else smell a trap?
I don't think we have to worry about that.
Are you sure?
Shigure loathed any form of trickery. If Morgrim was that kind of Malak, he would have struck her down long ago.
I appreciate your confidence in me. What you do with the information is up to you.
Where is this entrance?
It's at the Shrine of Tranquility, in a ball.
You must have learned about this from the Abbey. Why pass it on to me?
No special reason. I just happened to think of Lord Artorias' Malek. I thought it might be nice if I could help you learn a little more about her.
You mean Ceres?
All right. I'll check it out. That definitely looks like an Earth Pulse entrance.
I don't sense Innominat here.
We still need to be careful. We might have ousted him from the Earth Pulses, but the four Empyreans are in play now.
If we want to learn anything useful, we'll need to go inside. Be ready for anything. Both the opening and the advent began here.
This is where the me before I was born died.
And it's where Lord Artorias sacrificed Velvet's brother. The former leader of the Exorcists and Melchior searched high and low for the resting place of Innominat, the nameless Empyrean. No wonder they never found it. Who'd have thought he'd be sealed away out here in the middle of nowhere?
And these patterns. They're similar to those I've seen in foreign temples, built during the era of darkness.
That's some good camouflage. I doubt Artorias realized the true purpose of this shrine until he witnessed Innominat's power firsthand.
Maybe.
Hey, can we seal Innominat back in here?
No, we can't. I can't detect even a trace of the original seal's art.
Me neither. But I can tell you this is the Earth Pulse point.
Oh well.
If a cat's already out of the bag, it won't go back in. Believe me, I've tried.
Even if there was a way to seal him here again, I wouldn't do it. I want to settle things with Innominat my way.
And with that, the oath is now formed.
Ceres, take heed. I've now embedded a portion of the art formula within your corporeal form. Over the next several months, it should take hold and crystallize using the power of the oath.
The art you'll use to control the power my body has accumulated?
That is correct. Brunhild, the Sorcerer's Ring. It is an art that was lost long, long ago on this continent.
Reviving it requires considerable investment.
So that is why you tied the oath to my life force. The formula will only be completed once I've died.
Do you have something to say?
No. I understand that this is a necessary step in order to realize armatization and bring Innominat under your control. And even though Siegfried possesses a similar power, Lord Melchior has yet to successfully locate the device. Knowing that, our research must be accelerated. That is the only reasonable way.
Then you understand. From here on, you are to focus on completing the Sorcerer's Ring.
As you say.
I trust you're not having any second thoughts about this?
She's a Moloch. Here to serve and nothing more. And today she's proved herself quite loyal.
Yes. I am Ceres. I am your Moloch. I am simply a tool for you to fulfill your ideals.
So Ceres took her oath to make armatization possible.
But what a heavy price to make her pay.
And Artorias did it knowing that she was his reincarnated wife. Oh, who am I to talk? There was a time not long ago when I'd have done the same thing.
Regardless, things are now starting to come together. What happened to Ceres and to Eifried and Siegfried? It's all related. This all occurred so Artorias could armatize with Innominat and control him.
And then Velvet ended up devouring that power and making herself public enemy number 1. How deliciously ironic.
No, Ceres knew what was going on, and she still...
But the Abbey has secured Siegfried's formula, and they're almost certainly using it to complete Innominat's Armatus.
Let's keep going, Velvet.
Yeah, we've come too far to turn back now. I'll see this through to the end.
It's been a full century since Midgand reunited the fractured land. In that time, we've enjoyed a blissful era of peace and prosperity. But the world has also seen its faith and moral purity slowly decay, only to be supplanted by deep, profound sin. Things have gotten so bad that nobody has even realized that the four Empyreans now slumber. I'm entirely certain that demons will only become ever more rampant, and yet I'm powerless to stop it.
Empyreans? Demons? What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. You shouldn't have to hear me grumble. You've already done so much for me.
It's fine, really. You've seen so much of the world. Things that I never even knew existed.
Yes. I've seen mountains spew flame, and lands covered in ice. I've crossed stormy seas, and ravines deeper than the eye can see.
That's so amazing. Weren't you ever frightened?
Of course. We are nothing in the face of nature. It takes so little for a person to lose their life out in the wilds. But in spite of the terror, those seas, the mountains, the forests, the deserts, they're absolutely breathtaking. And even in the harshest of climes, people still find a way to live there and carve out something resembling a home.
I think I understand you now.
How do you mean?
I can tell you really love this world. Not just that, but all the people who live in it, too.
The world and its people. Do you really think so?
I'm sure of it. Just remember that you're one of those people too, you know? You really should try to take care of yourself a little more.
But I can't do anything right. How could I possibly learn to like myself?
I believe in you, Arthur. I mean, my family and I are already quite fond of you just the way you are, no matter your faults.
Thank you, Celica.
That was Velvet's sister and Artorias.
That's how I remember Celica. And him, too.
I see.
Lord Artorias.
Eleanor, I know that the exorcists believe from the bottom of their hearts that their work will save everyone.
Perhaps. But that won't stop you from fighting them, will it?
No, it won't.
Isn't ignorance bliss? Should we really keep digging up the past like this?
Velvet's never been one to pick the easy road.
What's wrong, kiddo?
I was just thinking, the Earthen Historia is supposed to be a vast record of world history. It could show us anything. So why does it only ever focus on events related to Velvet's life?
Perhaps it's reacting to her presence. Or maybe, since this place used to be Inominat's vessel, his power is still influencing what we're seeing.
If that were true, shouldn't you be able to control the Earthen Historia, kiddo? You're supposed to be part of Inominat. Think of all the juicy secrets we could dig out of the past! Oh, I'm getting pins and needles!
I'm not so sure. Having that much access might be frightening. Some things aren't so fun to learn about.
I hear that you've finally gotten your assignment. Have they given you a name yet?
Malak number 2.
That isn't your name.
Huh?
You don't remember anything, do you? But of course you don't. You died before you were even born. But my memories, they came back. And these memories, they torment me. I can never replace them, and I can't undo them.
I don't really understand.
You don't have to. Just know that I was happier before my memories and free will reawakened. If I had one wish, I'd wish that you stay the way you are.
You're going?
I'm about to free someone who can kill the strongest Empyrean and the head exorcist. I suppose you could call it revenge, against myself and against my past. Goodbye. Please, find it in your heart to forgive your mother when she failed to protect you.
Wait, what? How'd we get here? This is the prison island!
Probably by an Earth Pulse warp. I'll have to send for the Von Eltia to come get us.
I guess I must have met Ceres at some point, but I don't have any memory of it happening.
But why would that place connect to here?
Well, I mean, this is an Earth Pulse point, isn't it?
Ceres might have willed it to be somehow.
What do you mean?
Velvet is right. I think the Earthen Historia showed us that memory because Ceres wanted us to see it. Or Velvet and Laffy said at least.
I think I understand. And I think I agree.
It may have taken us all the way out here, but at least we have something to show for it. I suppose we can't complain.
Yeah.
This was worthwhile.
All right, let's get to the harbor.
I can think and decide for myself now, but it's kind of nice. I feel alive like this. So rest easy, Mom. I'll be okay.
Velvet! Let me in this instant!
You can't come in. And if you do, I'll eat you.
It's not just your room, you know.
You took an oath to obey my every command if you lost our fight. And I'm commanding you to wait just a little longer.
What are you doing out here in the hall?
I left to go out on a little errand, but when I came back, Velvet shut me out of our room. I've been standing here for over half an hour, but she seems no closer to letting me in. I don't know what to do.
Any idea what she's doing inside there?
No, I don't have a clue. All I can tell you is that sometimes I can hear something like deep breathing and soft moaning.
Well, she must be doing something in there she doesn't even want a fellow woman to see.
Something she doesn't want seen. Do you think maybe she's weighing herself?
Even if you allow for getting undressed and then dressed again, there's no chance it takes half an hour to weigh yourself.
Could she be putting on makeup? I've been yelled at for barging in on that before, although not by Velvet.
That's just because you're a guy. I hardly think Velvet would have a problem with me saying that. This is no time to just stand there lollygagging, kiddo! Velvet is obviously in great danger this very minute! Her life is hanging in the balance!
She's right! You know Velvet, never letting her weaknesses show. She probably kicked Madame Eleanor out because she didn't want anyone to see her in such bad pain.
That would explain the heavy breathing and moaning, too.
Now that you mention it, right before I left, she had a stiff expression and she did not look well.
Well, kiddo, are you going to abandon her in her time of need? The moment to test your mettle has come at last!
Test my mettle.
Will you go in there or won't you? The fated decisive hour has finally arrived!
Velvet!
What is it, Fee?
Huh? Well, I thought you might die. So I...
Seriously? A little cleaning isn't gonna kill me.
But you were looking pale, and we could hear you breathing strangely and making weird sounds.
I don't think I was breathing strangely.
Then what was that noise? It sounded like...
When you're cleaning glass, you breathe on it first, don't you?
Then what about the moaning?
The inn has this room cleaned regularly, but they missed a lot of the details. When I looked at the cups, I saw they still had tea stains from whoever drank out of it last. That's enough to make anybody moan in disappointment.
Oh, I see. But if you told me you were cleaning the room, I would have offered to help you now.
Everyone has their own unique way of cleaning things, so in the end it's just faster to do it myself. My sister had her own ways, and I'm sure you do too, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyway, I'm finished so you can come back in again. Whew, what a relief to have that all done.
Benwick told me that you can mop the floor with the water you've used for washing rice, and it'll make the wood shiny. Is that true?
It is. Not only does it get the floor clean, it'll put on a layer of rice brown oil at the same time. 2 birds with 1 stone.
Wow, that's awesome! I didn't know that.
Yeah, rice water has a lot of uses. The first time you use a new earthenware pot, boil rice water in it, and you'll extend its lifespan. And if you use it when you're rehydrating dried fish, it'll tenderize it and take away the fishy smell too. And if you water plants with it, it acts as a fertilizer. It's really useful stuff.
Wow, look at you, Velvet. Maybe I could see you with a family after all.
You don't have to act so surprised.
Still, I've never read that in any of my books before. How did you end up learning all that?
I learned from Celica, who learned it from our mom. It's just been passed down across the family.
Wow! What else did you learn from your sister growing up?
Celica taught me everything our mom knew about cooking, from the basics to more advanced techniques. Speaking of which, rice water is really useful when cooking, too. If you use it to boil radishes, it'll get rid of their bitter taste. When you use it to boil bamboo shoots or burdock roots, they'll soften and take on a nice white color. My mother taught Celica that anyone who threw away rice water wasn't qualified for housework, and my sister passed it on to me, too.
You know so many cool things!
When I needed to make When you need to make a child eat their vegetables, it'll go over better if you can cook them tender and not so bitter.
I bet you'd make a pretty good mom one day, Velvet.
You really think so? Actually, since you're here, Bienfu, I have to ask. Those are discarded vegetables on your tray there, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're just raw scraps left over from cooking. I was on my way to throw them out just now.
What are you talking about? That's all still good stuff you can use. Look at those radish leaves. Dice them up, fry them in oil, add soy sauce, cooking wine, bonito flakes, and sesame seeds, and voila! A perfectly healthy topping for rice. And that potato skin? If you wipe the inner side on a mirror, it won't fog up. Put some salt on those lemon rinds and you can use them to scrub a wash basin sparkling clean.
Holy cow, Velvet! You're a treasure trove of knowledge.
You know what's been bothering me? These pirates are way too wasteful with their food. They leave so much garbage.
You might be getting a little carried away here.
Yeah, I think you've made the jump from potential mom to bothersome in-law.
It's a history book titled The Rise and Fall of Midgand. About 800 years ago, our continent was conquered by a military force from another continent. Few records exist of the following 500 years, a period known as the Era of Darkness, or the Dark Period. Then 300 years ago, a great hero named Claudin Asgard reunited the kingdom, bringing an end to the Dark Period.
Claudin, huh? Where have I heard that name before?
All right, that's enough for today.
Thanks for teaching me, Arthur. Your techniques are so amazing. Where did you learn them?
They came from my own master, a man named Claudin. He developed them himself.
Wow, they're so graceful. I wish I could move like that.
I've taught you the forms, but for some reason your execution deviates from the ideal.
Well, my body just kinda moves on its own.
You're a handful, Velvet. But I will say you do resemble Claudin some. He was a strange person himself. He always wore this peculiar cape, for instance.
Cape, you say?
Deep down, Claudin was strong like fire, vivacious like water, steadfast like earth, and free like wind. I can't help but admire him to this day.
Wow, I'd love to meet him.
Sadly, that's impossible.
Is he dead?
Yes, he is. He died to protect me. That's why
No way. The events recounted in this book happened 300 years ago. It can't be the same Claudin.
Velvet, are you okay?
I'm fine. Don't mind me.
King Claudin was quite strong, wasn't he?
He was more than just that. He's the most well-loved and trusted king in our history. Or so the book claims.
To this day, all of Midgand's rulers claim to be direct descendants of King Claudin Asgard. Knowing that, there might be meaning behind them bestowing Artorius with the grandiose title of Shepherd. I could see it as an attempt to recreate the same glory enjoyed by the Hero King who ended the Dark Period.
If that's true, it's a childish ploy. The world's not so easily changed.
I wouldn't be so sure. What matters is that the title inspires hope in the people, who in turn give him their support. Then, as their shepherd, he can guide his flock in any direction he pleases.
If Artorius knowingly accepted that title, we can be sure he's fully committed to his cause.
Oh, he's certainly committed. I've seen just how far he's willing to go.
It's a book titled Words and Deeds of the Hero King. The king declared, "My people, you must always live with great vigor and hold hope for the world and for our future. Man can turn reason into disorder, but also can we surpass it? Our true power is in transcending the possible to achieve the ideal. My people, you must live without hesitation. Hold hope in your hearts. Hold hope for tomorrow."
Transcending the possible to achieve the ideal.
Lord Artorius, I have successfully translated all of the documents left by your predecessor. However, I have concluded that, for the time being, it is impossible to form pacts with all 4 Empyreans.
As I feared, not even my predecessor could achieve more than 2. I suppose using the 5th Empyrean is my only option.
Is that even acceptable? Doing so would require...
I will do whatever needs to be done. I betrayed my teacher. I betrayed the mission he gave his life for, that he entrusted in my hands. For a time, I thought I could bear the weight of my sins and go on living, with Celica by my side. But now, she's gone.
Yes.
Man can turn reason into disorder, but also can we surpass it? Our true power is in transcending the possible to achieve the ideal. I must bring about the ideal world. I couldn't protect the people I loved. But this, at least, I will accomplish.
Arthur?
Huh? What is it, Velvet?
Were you just talking to someone?
No, I was just thinking out loud.
Oh, okay. I finished making dinner. Tonight is prickle boar stew. Plenty of meat, but not too heavy.
Sounds great. Let's hurry on back home, then.
I don't know exactly what all that means, but it kinda sounds nice.
I suppose. Actually, it doesn't make much sense to me either. It's too dense for me.
Oh, hello again, Doctor.
Good day. May I order a bouquet? I need it this weekend.
A bouquet? Is it already that time again? You're heading to a ball again this year?
That's right.
A ball?
Same as always, Nico's favorites?
No, I'd like to order lilacs this year.
Lilacs?
I thought I'd tell her the news when I visited this year.
So, you finally decided to marry?
I have. I could never forget Nico. Not a day goes by where I don't think, if only I'd made up my mind sooner with her, then asked her to move here. She wouldn't have been there on that tragic night. And yet, I have to move on.
I think that's the right decision. We can't give up on our lives over those who have left us. We have to live! I'll make the biggest lilac bouquet you've ever seen. I'm sure Nico will be happy for you. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Why a lilac bouquet?
Lilacs have a special meaning. The treasured memory.
I see. I hope his message reaches her.
Yes, I believe it will. If you repent your sins in a sanctuary, the Empyreans are supposed to forgive you or something, right? If I say something here, I wonder if Inominat will hear me.
I don't think it works like that. Besides, I doubt this sanctuary was built on an Earth Pulse point.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Was there something you wanted to say to him?
Yeah. I wanted to thank him for the comb, and also tell him what I'll be doing next.
If I had to guess, I'd say that everything you want to say has already made it over to Laffy.
Why do you think that?
Because I got it loud and clear myself.
Fee.
Malakim turned people's prayers into blessings. What you pray here and now may or may not reach Inominat. But it will give Laphicet strength.
Alright. Then I'll pray for just one thing. Please. Take care of... Hey, Fee. There's something I need to talk to you about.
Yes? You can tell me anything.
It's about your... Why does your hair always stick up like that?
What?
Are you properly drying your hair after you take a bath? You'll catch a cold if you don't.
I am. I swear. It just always comes out like this.
If you're sure. I mean, it's kind of cute. So I guess it's not a problem.
I don't really want to be called cute.
Then you look handsome with it. I think it suits you.
That's a little better, I think.
I'm happy to please.
I never know what to say around Velvet.
At long last, we're ready to take on the Shepherd's Armadas. I can't wait!
Are you ever afraid of anything?
Of course. I used to be scared of losing a fight. I think that's why I could never win against Shigure.
Does anything scare you now?
Now all I fear is running away from a fight I might not win. And I was able to make that change traveling with you.
Really? I don't remember doing anything special.
It's something I came to realize over time, but still. Thanks, Velvet.
I don't really know what you're talking about, and I don't need your thanks. If anything, you should be cursing me. If we lose this final battle and we all die, you'll get no apology from me.
I need an apology as much as you need my thanks. Death comes for everyone. What's important is that I choose how I live in the meantime. That's how I am.
Yeah, that's how you've always been.
Damn right. And that's how I'll always be.
It's almost time, isn't it?
If you keep being so nervous, you'll make mistakes at the worst possible time.
You can't just tell me not to be nervous before our biggest battle. How else am I supposed to feel?
You're always so serious.
I can't help it. That's just how I am.
Yeah, you never change.
I have so changed. I was once the Abbey's loyal exorcist, and now I'm about to take on the Shepherd himself. And an Empyrean.
That isn't what I meant.
I know. I just needed to say my piece. After all, I'm an awfully serious woman.
We're lucky to have you, Eleanor.
I'm not sure it's right for the Lord of Calamity to be showing gratitude to an exorcist.
Hey, what good is being the Lord of Calamity if I can't speak my mind? If you want to run, now's the time.
Are you kidding? I've never felt so alive!
You know, when we first met, I never would have expected you to stick around this long.
Nor would I. It's a funny old world, isn't it? Not one time in 100 do things turn out how you think they will. We push on through the trials and tribulations of each and every day. We suffer through hardships and failure. We lose the ones we love. And then we die.
Do you think we were born into this world to suffer?
What I do know is that if success was guaranteed, we'd never get anything done. Uncertainty is what spurs us onward. Forward we move, if only by one step at a time, towards somewhere different than here. Through sadness and anger and joy alike. Life is all about that journey.
Are you feeling okay, Magilou? You're actually giving me sound advice for once.
Life's not all horribleness. We shouldn't be so quick to lay down and die.
Aizen, how are you holding up?
I'm fine. Why the sudden interest?
Aren't you feeling any effects from all the malevolence?
What? Is that what has you worried?
It's a valid concern.
I can't let it bother me. I've got more important reasons to stick around.
You've resigned yourself to becoming a dragon one day, haven't you?
Yeah. I've long since come to terms with my fate. Whether it comes 100 years from now, or mere moments.
You might even turn during our fight with the Shepherd.
I might.
And if that happens?
You do what you have to, Velvet. I know there's nothing you guys can't handle.
Right. And we will get it done. I promise you.
Then you have nothing to worry about. Go in swinging, and the rest will sort itself out.
I'm glad we were able to join forces with you and Ifrit's pirates.
You and I are just two ships who happen to share the same course.
Then I'll thank the seas and the wind for carrying the Reaper into our path.